YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman Raw. So today we've got this little Honda Civic here. The job itself is nothing really that special, just spray down the side of this car, but I decided to do a raw video just at the last minute, and I thought, you know what, it's my last job here at this workshop, so I may as well do a bit of a goodbye to this workshop video. And thanks to everyone who's been following me religiously. I've got a very loyal core group of followers that always watch my videos, so I guess this video is for you, and yeah, big thanks. But all that aside, let's just do the usual, mask this car up, spray it, and talk a bit of shit. So yeah, I'm off to Melbourne as of, 14 days. Yep, I counted it out the other day, it's 14 days. I'm actually going to be driving Easter Monday. I'm going to be driving for 5 days from Perth to Melbourne. So if you don't know, that is 3,500 kilometers, and whoa, I wouldn't even know what that is in miles, but I don't know, probably 2,500 at a guess. I would have to do the conversion, but I'm sure someone knows what it is. But either way, it's a long way. It's like from one side of Australia pretty much to the other. I've done it twice. I've done that drive twice from Melbourne to Perth. I've never done it the other way. See, I've been here this time. I've been here since 2016, but the first time I started working here in 2013 and then left in 2015 and then came back in 2016. So I've done quite a few years at this workshop. I've done pretty well out of it. I've been making good money here. You know, look, it's not the best shop I've ever worked in, don't get me wrong. I've worked in some of the full prestige ones in Melbourne where they did like third-party recovery work. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's actually something I've never really heard much about here in Perth. There's a few shops that do it in Melbourne, so it's all third-party jobs that they're basically like suing the insurance company, so the repairer can do whatever they like. So if you had to paint that quarter panel, right, they would it sounds extreme, and it is, but it's a painter's paradise. So like, there was a dent here, they would, not always, but they would quote to pull that door off and that door off and spray down all the jams so that there was like no masking edge or anything. So it is really extreme, but yeah, like I was working on really good cars. So as I say, like I would actually like to get back to one of those shops when I do move back to Melbourne. So obviously there is a lot more shops in Melbourne, so there's more to choose from. And I'm actually thinking of moving to a different sort of part of Melbourne than where I used to live. So I'm not going to go and tell everyone where that is. I guess not really everybody's business where I live, but don't mind you knowing the general area. But yeah, that's another thing I was going to say, man. I've lost like nearly 10 kilograms. Just make sure that's still rolling. Yes, we are. I do that sometimes. Like I must I must like not have hit the record button quite perfectly, and I'm standing here talking to myself for like 20 minutes and the thing wasn't even recording. I feel like a bit of an idiot when that happens, but yeah, like I got up to, so I'm nearly 6 foot, like 5'11" and a half, which is 183 centimeters, and I got up to 83 kilograms. Sorry, 84. I just got up to 84, and I just said to myself, and I said to the missus, I said, nah, like this is getting a little bit too far, you know. I guess it sort of crept up on me, gaining that bit of weight. It just sort of slowly happened, and I guess I didn't even really realize that I was getting that big. But yeah, once I got there, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna have to do something about that. So for me, it's all been just diet, 100% diet. I haven't done any exercise, any extra exercise. I mean, I'm literally walking around all day, and I do walk pretty fast around work, just because I got stuff to do, you know. But yeah, one of the things that, because my wife is Asian, so she cooks a lot of the Asian meals, and because I told her, I said, hey, we're gonna have to, you know, keep an eye on my weight, you know, you're welcome to sort of give me some advice. So she said, let's get you onto the brown rice. And you might think it wouldn't make that much of a difference, but yeah, we used to eat a lot of the jasmine, like the white rice, but I've moved over to the brown rice, and it's like low GI, so it's like full fiber, full of all the fiber, and yeah, it keeps me fuller for longer. So I used to have like three spoons of rice with my lunch, but now I have 2 spoons, and it makes me fuller for longer as well. So like 2 spoons keeps me full up until like 5:30, sometimes even 6 o'clock. But before, 3 spoons, I would be like shaking and really hungry by the time it came to like 4 or 4:30 when I finished work. So yeah, little things like that can make more of a difference than what you might think. I haven't drank any soft drinks. Well, I think you guys in America call it pop bottles or whatever. I don't know, we call it soft drinks here in Australia. Soda, I guess they might call it, or something like that. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm feeling better. I feel like I got a little bit more energy through the day. Like I don't get that sort of slump, that afternoon slump, which I used to. Even little things, I know it's probably barely made a difference, but like in my morning coffee, I used to just have 1 spoon of sugar. I'll cut that down to half a spoon of sugar. You barely even notice it. You get used to that relatively quickly. Also cut out the evening snacks, or the after dinner snacks. I used to love these little like rice snacks. I was getting right into them. And yeah, just sort of slowly weaned myself off them. I guess you don't want to go and do it too quickly, like too much of a shock to the system. So it was, again, that was my missus' idea. She said, oh, you know, like you can still have them, but like just have 10. So I literally did that for probably a month or so. Just literally sat down and counted 10 of those little rice crackers out. And yeah, and then slowly I got to the point, I'm like, oh, why bother? I'll just ditch them completely. So now if I do have like an evening snack, it'll just be a bit of fruit, whatever the fruit is in season at the time, I guess. So yeah, it's always good to make, you know, positive improvements and changes in your life. And if me yarning here about, you know, improving my diet can help, even when I know it's a cliche, corny old saying, if it can help one of you, then it's worth it. But it's true, man. And if I bored 10 of you off, I don't really care. That one person that's you know, that's improved themselves, it's worth it. But yeah, I don't know, what else are we going to talk about? I guess for a while I haven't been doing videos on this channel because I don't know, I felt they were getting a little bit repetitive. Here we go, we're masking a car up, we're spraying a car. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next step. As I say, like, I don't have a job yet in Melbourne. No one's really going to take you that seriously from the other side of Australia. Oh, how you going? Yeah, I'd like the job. Oh yeah, where do you live? In Perth. Yeah, okay, mate. But look, to be honest, there is actually one shop that looked like a really good shop. I won't go and tell you all the details, obviously for privacy reasons, but they said to come in for an interview. I did actually call them up. I said, oh, you know, like this one sort of really took my interest, and they said, hey, give me a call when you get in, you can come in for an interview. So yeah, it's looking like I'm probably going to be moving back to Melbourne at the perfect time, because like they had those pretty heavy lockdowns last year and it's starting to boom again from what I can gather. Like panel shops are really busy, they're starting to pay really well, which is good. And yeah, another thing, I was actually probably making a mention in some of my other videos that I was going to move up to the country. Bendigo is where I grew up. I actually got a house up there, but me and the missus had to think about it, and we decided that we're probably going to be better off in Melbourne instead, the city, you know. Like, I like cities, like I grew up in the country, but I prefer cities. I guess the convenience and Another thing, like, you might not think it's that big of a deal if you've never lived in the country, but I have, and I know what it's like. I don't like the whole everyone knows everyone's business. And to be fair, like, Bendigo isn't that small of a town. It's population of around 100,000. So look, for a country, like a regional area, it's actually relatively large of a town, but still, like, it was one of the factors in my mind. Like, yeah, I don't know, I actually do like just being one of the millions of people rather than, yeah, somebody that everyone starts to get to know, if you know what I mean. I just like to blend in with the crowd, mate. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, those who live in the country will probably know what I mean. I guess you got to be on your best behavior. Like, you get bad reputation if relatively quickly in the country, I guess, or a good reputation, one of the two, depends what kind of person you are, really. But yeah, it just seems like lots of the country people can talk, and there's not many people to talk about, so, you know, they'll talk about you. But my dad lives in the country and he loves it. He lives in a small country town in Victoria. But look, that's another main reason. That's actually, well, that is the main reason I'm actually going back to Victoria, is to spend more time with my mum and my dad, you know, as they get older. And I just got to the point and I'm like, you know what, like, if I miss those years, you'll never get them back, you know. So family's always been important to me. So like, I think to myself, you know, let's just say that they were to pass away in 2 years from now and I didn't go over, I would look back and say, why didn't I go and, you know, get to spend those last couple of years with them? So there's a bit of a no-no. You don't leave the airlines on the ground. Whoever did that, come on, mate, you got to leave them up here. But yeah, like, this is the kind of thing, man, that you just got to do. What, you know, this is, you got to fit into the shop, man. Like, that doesn't reflect on me, the fact that this shop doesn't want you to take the headlight out. I said to him, I said, oh, can you take the headlight out? That's to the panel beater. And he said, oh no, you gotta like pull the bumper off to get it out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And that's the standard of this shop, and I work to it, man. But as I was saying before about those prestige shops, man, that makes it easier for a painter. Like, I know some of the prestige painters, they can sort of like look down on, you know, the average everyday painters like myself. Like, I'm an everyday painter at the moment, right? They can look down on me, but that doesn't reflect on me. And you being able to do that properly, actually, that's harder, man. Like, what you're doing on the prestige shit, you get everything handed to you, man. That's easy. That's the easy shit. You're using the top of the line, everything. But making those cheaper products work, masking things up, that's harder, man. So either way, I'm gonna go get some Prepsol rags and the gun. Rightio, so here we go with the water cleaner. That's the one there. And another thing I was just thinking before that would be relevant to this video is the fact that I've learnt quite a bit since I've worked here. As I said before, like a few minutes ago, I think I started working here in 2013 and it's 2021 now, so I did have that 1 year off, being 2015. And I came back, obviously, so, you know, since then, like, I have definitely learned a lot. I've got better at certain things. One thing I reckon I'm better at now is blending and keeping that color low. So, like, back in the day, I would have always just colored the whole way up that door on a job like this. As you can see, the repairs are down low, but now I wouldn't even come the whole way up that door, and just sort of keeping that color a little bit smaller. I guess using the system I'm using now, it's kind of pretty important to be good at blending. Using solvent paint, I don't know, I just find that it's a bit more forgiving, and if you do get it wrong, you can sort of work it a bit easier. Whereas with this system here, like the Stando Blue, which I'm using now, you really got to get it right the first time. It's not good when you have to rework this stuff. It really doesn't like going over itself. So yeah, it's very important that you get those blends right first time. And yeah, I guess part of it is just having faith in your methods and your techniques, I guess, because it doesn't always look the same. Well, I mean, it actually always looks a lot different from when it's wet to when it's dry. So you, as I say, you just got to have faith in your method, trust that you've done it the right way, and then watch it, you know, dry down properly. But yeah, definitely my favorite system, the Stando Blue. Well, it's actually exactly the same stuff as Chromax Pro, which I used to use. That's a great system, obviously, too. They're the same thing. And then Spies High Tech is the same thing also. So they're my 3 favorite systems in the water. I wouldn't usually use a light primer on a job like this. Like, you can actually see this is my original primer. I used a black primer there, but they didn't have any dark primer left in the aerosol can for my little cut throughs, so that's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter. It's it'll cover well, no biggie. I think I told you guys before, I had one weirdo or mental case basically giving me death threats because I used a slightly different shade of primer than what he thought I should have used. It's like, whoa, dude, calm down, mate. Who the hell do you think you are? Using white primer in a black car? Well, no, it was actually dark primer on a white car. That's what it was. And it's like, mate, why do you even care? Like, what is I'm painting this car, you know, it's not your car. Does it really affect you, you know? But yeah, hey, that's another thing. This entire channel, mate, I started this channel when I was working here. So, yeah, that's one thing I'm leaving with that I didn't come here with. So I'm just having a bit of an inspection over these areas I was saying before I'm hoping to blend. And it's looking good. Like, I haven't made any, I haven't got any cut throughs or anything like that. So there was one there, so I'll put a little bit of color up there. But apart from that, like, I'm sort of mapping out where I'm putting my color, and it's gonna stay low. Might put a little bit sort of around here, stick to that swage line area. It's always a good spot to throw the eye off and keep it all sort of low. Yeah, I love that water cleaner. It just seems to give the panels a really good deep clean. I got a feeling that water cleaner also gives it, well, I don't have a feeling, I know that it gives the panels an anti-static as well. I think it's an unintended bonus consequence of water cleaner. Back in the day, back in my day, we used to not even have any anti-static cleaners for bumpers. So what we used to do is just get a damp rag just with tap water and wipe it over there, and that would actually remove all of the static from a new bumper. So yeah, water removes static, and I know that it does it to the body of the car as well. I think that is a contributing factor to keeping the jobs clean as well. But this system, man, it's got to be some of the cleanest jobs I've ever had come out of this system. Easily. And the gloss retention of your clear coat is amazing. I came over here to Western Australia with $500 left in my account when I made it here to Perth. And I'm leaving 8 years later, and I've paid off my own house. I bought a house in Bendigo. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go and live in it yet. As I say, I've decided not to go to live in Bendigo, but I'm pretty impressed with that. Like 10 years ago, I still remember saying to my mum, I don't think I'll ever own my own home, because property prices in Bendigo, in Victoria, they were getting out of control, and that's even 10 years ago, and they've only gotten worse since then. So I'm pretty impressed that I managed to get into the game. Alright, so let's get this job sprayed up. It's so nice and quick, this system too. Like, I'll have this job sprayed within probably 3 minutes, mate. Have a look at the time on the screen and time it. So we'll start up here. This is base coat blender, slow. I always use slow base coat blender all year round pretty much. But maybe when it's really cold and raining outside, I might go and use the fast one or the standard one. But apart from that, I'm always on the slow blender. I'll leave that fender for last because this stuff can dry. Even the slow stuff can dry quicker than what you might expect, which is why I use the slow. It can catch you out. I decided to use this gun here just because it's my last job. This is actually usually my clear gun, so I just thought, you know what, as a goodbye to the shop, mate, it's one of the things that I never had. Radio, here we go for the very last time at this workshop. I was about to say the name, but I don't usually do that. Alright, let's do it. Woohoo! TE20 1.3, Gunny's favourite. Couple of little white specks. Alright, I'm going to turn that camera off for a minute and we'll do that last coat together. Rightio, here we go, mate. The last coat of clear at this shop. Woo! Silly airline's a bit tangled up there.
That's it, mate. 2 drops. Use it all. Woo! 2 drops left. Bloody aced it, mate. Aced that last job. Woohoo! Beast in the shop. Yeah, boy. Amazing, man. Amazing. Have a look at that. Woo! PE 21.3 for the win. There we go. Nice and clean. You gotta love that Stando blue, man. Nice and classy. Well, whatever the next chapter unfolds, I'm looking forward to it, but this has been fun. Thanks for following me, everybody, for all these years, and I'll see you in the next one. Gunman out. Get out there and paint some shit.
I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome to go over and check out some of the merchandise we've got. My personal favourite is those spray suits, so they're a good quality Colad branded spray suit with the Gunman logo on it. There's also hats, drink coolers, hoodies and t-shirts, so be sure to go over and check out the link in the description if you are interested.